After getting blown out in Game 1, the Jazz bounced back in a big way with a 116-108 victory over the Houston Rockets in Game 2 of the Western Conference Semifinals Wednesday night. With the series tied 1-1, Utah will now return home to Salt Lake City for Game 3 on Friday night. The Jazz built a 19-point lead that evaporated shortly after halftime, but they fought back to outscore the Rockets 30-23 in the fourth quarter to seal the victory. "It's in our character to withstand that run. In OKC in Game 5 we were up by 25 and let the lead go, so we couldn't do that again," Donovan Mitchell said after the game. Dante Exum, Alec Burks, Joe Ingles, everybody stepped up and played well. "They'll take this win, but we know we've got 3 more." Ingles led the Jazz with 27 points, while Rudy Gobert double-doubled with 15 points, 14 rebounds and 3 blocks in the win. Mitchell struggled from the field, 6 for 21 shooting, but he still finished with 17 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists, a new career high, 2 steals and a game-high net rating of 13. Burks, 17 points, Jay Crowder, 15 points, and Derek Favors, 10 points, also scored in double figures for the Jazz. Utah once again played without starting point guard Ricky Rubio, hamstring. James Harden led the Rockets with a game-high 32 points, and he added 6 rebounds and 11 assists. Chris Paul, 23 points, 3 steals, Clint Capella, 21 points, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks, and Eric Gordon, 15 points on 5 for 16 shooting, also scored in double figures in the loss. Ingles got Utah rolling with 3 early three-pointers, and then he kept them in it through Houston's third-quarter run with 13 second-half points. Ingles shot 10 for 13 from the field, including 7 for 9 from 3, a new franchise record for three-pointers made in a playoff game, en route to a career-high 27 points, and he even found time to pick up, along with Paul, a double technical foul in the first half. Let's give it up to Joe for a career night, 27-7-3 p.m. 3R2A. The result was an 18-11 lead midway through the first quarter. Ingles made 3 three-pointers, while Favors and Gobert threw down dunks. Royce O'Neal sliced down the lane for a dunk, and Mitchell forced the Houston timeout with a driving layup of his own. Mitchell had 5 assists in the game's first 5 minutes. Royce don't hurt him. Crowder came off the bench to make 2 threes, while Burks added a layup. Exum was glued to Harden on the defensive end as Houston's superstar finished the first quarter with only 4 points on 1 for 3 shooting. Utah, meanwhile, shot 63.6% from the field in the first period. Count IT and fouled. pic.twitter.com/7ick9wl3@K, Utah Jazz, at Utah Jazz, May 3, 2018. Burks opened the second period with a 3-point play, and then, after a steal by Favors, O'Neal hit an open 3 to give Utah an 11-point lead. Favors put in an alley-oop layup from Raul Neto, Burks banked in a reverse layup, and Crowder hit a free throw to push Utah's lead to 14. After 2 Houston baskets, Mitchell dished to Gobert for a dunk, and to Burks for another layup. Ingles found Gobert for another dunk, and, after a Houston timeout, Gobert stuffed Harden at the rim and Mitchell canned a three-pointer to give the Jazz a 19-point lead. Doing what Houdini does, the Rockets responded with a 14-6 run to whittle Utah's lead from 17 down to 9 at halftime. Houston started the third quarter on a 20-7 run to take the lead, with 2 buckets by Ingles, a baseline jumper and a step-back 3, as Utah's only points. Houston built a 5-point lead and had the momentum, but a 3 by Mitchell and driving layup by Burks tied the game with just under 4 minutes left in the third quarter. After a Harden dunk, Exum hit a corner 3 and then found Favors for an alley-oop dunk to give the Jazz a 1-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. Splashpic.twitter.com/xu4lof1i, Utah Jazz, at Utah Jazz, May 3, 2018. Our 20th assist was real pretty. After a bucket by Harden, Ingles drilled a corner 3. Free throws by Gobert and Mitchell, and another big 3 by Ingles put Utah up by 12 with 4:25 left in the game. All angles for the rookie. P.J. Tucker missed a corner 3, though, and Exum spun around his defender and slammed home a one-handed dunk to give Utah a 115-105 lead with 55.3 seconds remaining. After a 3 by Paul, Mitchell drove in for another layup. A turnover by Paul, forced by Gobert's defense on the perimeter, iced the victory for Utah. Gracious, good. Ingles, 7 for 9, Crowder, 3 for 6, Exum, 2 for 3, and Mitchell, 2 for 8, led the way. Houston, which led the NBA in threes per game, 15.3, during the regular season, shot only 10 for 37, 27.0%, from three-point range. 19 Utah got a huge boost from its bench, as Burks, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, Crowder, 15 points, 10 rebounds, and Exum, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. 18 minutes of Harden's face defense combined to outscore Houston's reserves 41-22. 24 The Rockets had won 24 of their past 25 home games. Coach's quote of the night: Donovan made good decisions in the pick and roll. Obviously we wanted him to shoot it too, but when they took that away our spacing was better and he was finding people. Jazz head coach Quinn Snyder. Notable: the Jazz snapped an 11-game losing streak in the Western Conference Semifinals. Before the game, it was reported that Jazz assistant coach Igor Kokoskov agreed to become the new head coach of the Phoenix Suns. The Jazz struggled once again from the free throw line, shooting only 15 for 25, 60.0% as a team. Utah committed 17 turnovers, which led to 12 Houston points. Tucker finished with 5 points and 10 rebounds. The Jazz held the Rockets to only 5 transition points. Up next, the Jazz will return home to face the Rockets in Game 3 on Friday night. Tip-off is set for 8:30 p.m. MT and the game will be broadcast nationally on ESPN.